Okay, our last stage today, so we're looking at stage 5. Sorry, my thing on the back has got wet, so it's a little bit marked here. But we can see number 1 is skull feet first, 10 metres. So we've already visited sculling head first in stage 4. So now they're going to try and do it feet first, okay? Important things to remember about this is the back of the head and the ears need to be in the water. They need to be looking at the ceiling. They should be pressing their stomach and their hips up and squeezing their legs together. Keep them still. If they start to flutter kick, it's going to send them in the wrong direction, okay? I usually tell them to have scoops, point their fingers down towards the floor and pull back. Sometimes I say it's like you're going round a bowl of ice cream. And it also helps if you tell them to tuck their hands just a bit lower than their bottom. Sometimes helps them keep this middle bit up. You can practice it with a woggle first, just so they've got the confidence to stay laid flat in one position and pull themselves along with the woggle. You can practice it with the floaty bricks between the legs to help them keep the legs still. And then obviously without any aid. Number 2 is putting both of these skills together. So we need head first and feet first sculling, and they're going to do a rotation. So it says skull head first, tuck, 360 degree turn and return sculling feet first. So I'm going to show you what I mean. My hair might not be in the water, so please excuse that. So they're coming across the pool, head first, okay? So using those hands to push them this way. They then tuck their knees up, they stay on their back, their head is in the water, and they're going to use their hands to go all the way around 360 degrees. So they're back to their starting position, and then they're going to do feet first sculling to return the other way. Okay? Obviously with the back of the head in the water looking up at the ceiling. Number 3, breaststroke timing. So in stage 4, they should be leaving with technically correct and strong head up breaststroke. So we want to see chin at the surface, head up, small circular arms, nice frog shape. Okay, that's how they should be leaving stage 4. When we get to stage 5, we're going to try and turn it into a racing breaststroke. So for this one, they have their face in the water, they lift their head to breathe, they kick their legs, and then they do a glide with face in the water. So it's arms, legs, glide, okay? Good ways to practice this. They can grab a float. I'm just going to get a mirror because I don't have a float nearby. So they can hold a float in front of them with their face in the water. They do 1 breaststroke leg kick and lift their head to breathe. I'm just going to move back so you can see my legs. So 1 breaststroke leg kick, squeeze the legs together, lift the head to breathe. 1 breaststroke leg kick, squeeze the legs together, lift the head to breathe. It's just getting their face in the water and getting that timing. They can also swim on their back and do their breaststroke legs and squeeze them together so they've got a pause. So we can do 1 kick, squeeze, 1, 2, 3. Kick, squeeze, 1, 2, 3. Just gets them thinking about keeping their legs together for a short amount of time. So we're not constantly doing this kick. We've got a pause, okay? Once they've done that, one activity I like to do is without any aid. They've got their hands in front and their face in the water. They do 2 breaststroke leg kicks. So once round, twice round. After that, they're going to use their arms to take a breath. So they're under the water, nice and flat at the surface. 1 breaststroke kick, 2 breaststroke kicks, lift your head to breathe. Okay? And then you can take that second leg kick out and we're going to do arms, legs, glide. Arms, legs, glide. Okay? It's very difficult for them at first because they're used to doing arms and legs, arms and legs, arms and legs and keeping going. So that idea of stopping and not using them is a bit alien. But you can talk about pencil floats. You can talk about pushing glides. Just tell them we're trying to put that glide into your stroke. Okay? Number 5, butterfly full stroke. So, I've skipped one. dolphin kick, arms in front. So they go hand in hand really. So at the end of stage 4, we've had arms by our side, dolphin legs, okay, at the surface. Make sure you can see head, bottom. And for stage 5, they're going to start doing it with their arms in front, okay? This makes it easier for us to introduce arms and breathing. So with the hands in front, facing the water, and they're going to do their dolphin kick, okay? It's to tell them that they might need to press their arms down and up as well, because it's going through their whole body, okay? Then you can move on to arms in front, dolphin leg kick. When they need a breath, they're going to pull their hands under the water, lift their head, get a breath, bring their arms over the water. Okay, I'll do it this way just so you can see the arms. So dolphin leg kick until they need to breathe, and then we're going to go under the water, lift the head, get a breath, pop the head back in as your arms start to come to the front, okay? Remember, it's not like a front crawl arm, it's not going over the head, it's going round the side. So it's an extended arm with the baby finger leading, and then the thumbs end up in together, okay? Under the water, ideally, they should be doing a keyhole pull, okay? So sometimes for the kids, I call that a snowman. So they draw a snowman, okay? Don't worry about that too much at first. Just get them pulling their hands under the water and around the side of them to start with, and then you can progress to the keyhole pull. Sometimes some children just get it automatically because it's just the best way for your hands to catch and pull on the water, okay? But if they don't, you can talk about keyhole or snowman shape under the tummy. Handstand. So for this, they just need to make sure that they're in a tucked position for the rotation. So a lot of children that struggle to do a handstand in the water is because they haven't got that first. They're trying to go down. They go down at a diagonal and then their legs stay here under the water. So in the water, they need to do like a mushroom shape, then rotate, and once they're upside down, that's when they stretch their arms and legs out. And if they're vertical before they do that, stretching your legs and your arms out is going to make you sink down to put your hands on the floor. Okay, so just watch out for that shape. Tuck, rotate, stretch out, put your hands on the floor. Okay. Next one, front crawl, forwards roll, and continue to swim front crawl. So for this one, what we're looking for is that they can do that movement from front crawl into a forwards roll. So what we don't want to see is a breath to the side and then they're going down, or a breath to the front and they're stopping and then they're doing a roll. What we're looking for is a front crawl arm, take a breath early, keep swimming, and then we're going to go straight down and into the roll on a front crawl arm. Okay, so they might take their breath 1 or 2 arms prior, all right? And then equally, after the roll, can they continue to swim? They can take a breath on the second arm or the third, but can they come out of their roly-poly straight into front crawl? That's what we're trying to do, make it smooth, okay? Next one, two-handed touch turn and tuck, used for breaststroke and butterfly, okay? So this is a racing turn. Now, it's an attempt. We're not coaching them. It's just a little taster, and to make them aware that swimming is a competitive sport. There's racing strokes and racing turns, and to tell them why we use the racing turn. Obviously, it's quicker to tuck and push straight off than stop, stand up and turn around. So breaststroke or butterfly then, I suggest you practice it on breaststroke just because they'll probably be more comfortable with this stroke. But they come to the pull side, they touch the wall with both hands at the same time. They tuck their legs up, so they're in a tuck position. I've got both feet on the wall. One arm goes in front, the other arm comes over, and they push off. Ideally, we want them to push and glide under the water and then surface. I'm not getting my glasses wet. So I'll do it at this side just so you can see the tuck position. So they've come to the wall, they've got 2 hands on, they bring their knees up and put their feet on the side. So this is the tuck position. You can see my legs under the water. One arm in front, start to push away. This one meets it, they dive under. So then now my hand under the water gliding, come up to the surface, okay? Should be quick and smooth, and the main thing that they forget is 2 hands at the same time. We usually get do-do, okay? So it's got to be both at the same time. Perform a backwards roll. So we've already done forwards rolls in stage 4. We've put them into swimming in stage 5. So they should be quite comfortable with this now. Just talk about making sure they blow out of their nose or they hum, and they've got to keep that tuck position, okay? A ball rolls easier. No, this is what I like to tell them so they know. Ball rolls easier because it's a round shape, whereas something that's long and straight doesn't so much. Okay, so a lot of them go back into their back crawl a bit more like a somersault, so they look like this shape. What they really need to do is get their knees to this shape, their chin in, and then come round. Okay, so their kind of knees are leading the way back, and then they're going to roll much easier. Okay, if they are going wonky, we said this in stage 4, just make sure that they're pushing with both hands the same, at the same time, and the same strength. They push with one stronger, they're going to go one way, okay? It could also be that the water's going up the nose and they don't want to go straight back, so don't forget to talk about blowing out or humming. Tread water using legs only, pass and catch a ball. So this is a small introduction to water polo. Again, we're not water polo coaches, but it's just to make the children aware that there's something else out there other than competitive swimming. So they should all, by now, be able to tread water, hands and feet, okay? So we've done it in stage 4. What we're going to do now is talk to them about how to use one hand to lift the ball. So they need to scoop it up from underneath and pass with one hand, okay? The other hand is still treading water because it's going to be needed to keep them up. So that they can all have a fair go. First, I want you to instruct them to throw the ball in front so they can scoop it up and pass it. So they throw it to the next person in front of them, they scoop it up and pass it. It goes all the way around the circle. Once they've got that and they're happy with that, you can go to catching it. So someone throws the ball to them, they're waiting with one arm up in the air, okay? They throw it and catch it here with one hand while they're treading water. It's quite a difficult skill, so if they are ready for that, you can try it. And last one is a tumble turn at the wall. So we've already been building up to this because they've done forward rolls, they've done front crawl into a forwards roll and front crawl back out, okay? So it's a similar thing but at the pool side. So again, it's one of these racing turns, okay? This one's used for back crawl and front crawl. Again, it's just an attempt, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just letting them know that these turns are out there and what they're used for. So, front crawl to the wall with their head in. Again, the same as the roly-poly in the front crawl. We want them to take a breath before the wall, continue to swim, and then roll at the wall, okay? After the forwards roll, before their head breaks the surface, they need to stretch their legs out and push off the side. What that means is they're going to be leaving the wall on their back, okay? So if I just use this as a wall. Okay, this is the swimmer. Front crawl to the wall. Forwards roll. It's almost like a half forwards roll. Once they're there, their legs, so my wrist, their legs push off and they're on their back, okay? As they're going along on their back, they can rotate to be on their front at the surface and then swim front crawl away, okay? So front crawl to the wall, forwards roll, feet on the wall, push off. As they're swimming away on their back, they can start to rotate onto their front and continue to break the surface. Things I talk to them about is obviously their head. We don't want anybody rolling and hitting the head with the wall. So what I tell them is, as long as you try to get your fingertips close to the wall, when you go to do your forward roll, you shouldn't hit your head because your arm is longer than your head. You've got space here. But you do need to be getting this close because if you're over here, you're not going to get your feet on the wall to push away, okay? So we need to be close enough that we're going to be able to do a push and glide, but not too close that you're going to hurt your head. So just as your fingertips touch the wall, that's when you need to be going down, okay? And like all our stages, at the bottom here, I've just listed the complementary ones that go with stage 5. So there's I Can Swim 25 metres. Now, I would prefer that to be head up breaststroke if possible, because that's on the national curriculum. So every child, when they leave junior school, needs to be able to jump into a pool and swim 25 metres with their head up. So if you can do 25 metres breaststroke, great. You can tick it off if it's not breaststroke, that's just my preferred one. I have completed my Learn to Swim journey at Beststroke Leisure. So there's a second one so that parents know that they've come to the end with us, because obviously the size and depth of our pools, we can't do much distance and we can't do diving. So they're in stage 6 and 7. They'd need to move on for those. So yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you.